Good evening, everybody. As an English teacher, I know that some students have some troubles or doubts concerning the present simple, especially using the verb be. So, I prepared here a little summary for the use of the verb be. For example, first of all, we have to know that we have 1, 2, 3 personal pronouns in singular form. Okay, here they are: I, you, he, she, it. Okay, the personal pronoun I we use for a specific form of verb be that can be am, or you have just to write or pronounce the contraction form as I'm. They are the same thing. The second personal pronoun you, we have the form of verb be are, or the form we can pronounce with the contraction form your. Here we have the personal pronouns he, she, it. These three personal pronouns comprehend the third person. So, for these personal pronouns, we have only one form of verb be, that is, is, and they have the contraction form his, she's, and its. Okay. The next personal pronoun is the first personal pronoun in the plural form we. Okay. We have again the same personal pronoun now in the plural form you, and the last one the third person in plural form they. Okay, and they have the same form of verb be are. You are, they are, and they have the contractions where you are, you can say your again as the second personal pronoun in singular form. They are the same form, and there. Okay, so we have the conjugations of verb be in all personal pronouns in present simple tense. So after that, we have to know how to use this form of verb be, and we have some examples in sentence, and we can choose here affirmative forms. Okay, let's use the first form I'm. Okay, the verb be for I is the only. We only use the form am or I'm for personal pronoun I. Okay, in that example, we can say in English a sentence in affirmative form and in a singular form. For example, I'm a student. I'm a student. A simple sentence. Okay? Another example, we can use the form your. Okay? In affirmative form, your. Pay attention that form. We can use your for both forms, for singular and plural form. Okay? Here, let's write a singular form. Your an English teacher in affirmative form. Okay, and now we have the uses of the third person in singular form. For example, he is a teacher. He's a teacher. Affirmative form. Now we have the female form. We use it for woman. She's an interesting person. Affirmative form. And it, the personal pronoun it, we use generally for objects, animals, things, ideas in singular form. For example, it's an apple. Okay, an apple. And these are some examples in affirmative forms, right? And now we have the examples for plural forms. Use we're. Okay, for example, we're students. Okay, pay attention in that form because the personal pronoun we use always for plural forms. So we can't write the indefinite article like a or an. Okay, they are indefinite articles to indicate a singular form. Okay, you're students. The next personal pronoun is the same for singular. So in that example, we use for plural form. For example, your English teachers. Okay, pay attention in that form or plural form. Okay, they're English teachers. And we don't use the article again. And the last form is their. Okay, for example, they're fantastic singers. Okay, that form plural form again. We don't use article again. So we have here some examples of affirmative forms. Use the verb be in all personal pronouns. Okay, the personal pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we only use it for singular form. And the personal pronouns we, you, and they here we use for plural forms. Okay, to use the verb be in negative form, we have only to add the word not or the contraction of the form of negative form. For example, affirmative form, I am a student. For negative form, we add the words not a student. Okay? Negative form in singular form. Okay? We have here your not. Okay, that form is the same as you aren't. That's the contraction form in English teacher. Okay, another example, we can use the personal pronoun he for male in singular form, now in negative form. For example, is not, or we can say in English he isn't. They have the same meaning. He isn't a teacher. Okay. The same form for she. She's not, or she isn't. She isn't an interesting person. And we have the last personal pronoun in singular form. It's. It's not, or it isn't. They have the same meaning in English. It isn't an apple. Okay, the word changes alone here. And we have some examples for now plural forms, the personal pronouns that we use for plural forms. First, we have we're not, or we can say in English, we aren't. We aren't students. Okay, I can put here in bound words just for us to pay attention that form is in plural form and we don't use the article, definite article. The next one, you're not. They have the same meaning as you aren't. You aren't English teachers. Okay, we end the word teachers with the letter S to indicate the plural form. And the last personal pronoun, the third person in plural form, is they. Now in negative form, they're not, or we can say they aren't. Okay, fantastic singers. We end with the letter S to indicate plural form. Okay, and here are some summary the use of verb be. We have here the use of verb be for each personal pronoun in English. We have here some examples in affirmative form. We have here some examples for negative form. And the last part how to use all of them in interrogative form. Okay, in that whole we have only to change the place of verb be, and the verb be goes before the personal pronouns. It doesn't matter if the personal pronoun are proper nouns, are names of people. We have only to add the verb be before the personal pronouns, the subjects of a sentence. Okay, let's use that example here in that sense. We have the verb be here. Okay, and to transform for interrogative form, we have only to add first am I a student, and we have the question mark. You have only to do this. Okay, am I a student? Remember, the personal pronoun I is singular. Okay, so we have to use the article here to indicate the noun. That example is student. Another example, we use your in English teacher. How we can change that sentence in interrogative form? We have only to put the verb be before the personal pronoun you. So the question is, are you an English teacher? And we have to use the question mark. Are you an English teacher? That whole we use for the others. Okay, the others examples here. For example, he's a teacher. What's the interrogative form for that form here, that sentence? Is he a teacher? Like this. Is he a teacher? Question mark. Let's use the same for here, that example. She's an interesting person. What's the question form? Is she an interesting person? Question mark. And it, okay, it's an apple. Here is in affirmative form. Let's change for interrogative form. So we can say in English, is it an apple? Question mark. Okay, so as you can see, we have only to put the form verb be before the personal pronouns. Is he a teacher? Is she an interesting person? Is it an apple? Let me change that letter here. It's in capital letter. So here they are, the examples in interrogative form. Am I a student? Are you an English teacher? Is he a teacher? Is she an interesting person? Is it an apple? And we have the plural form, now interrogative form. We use here in that example, we students. How can we change that sentence in interrogative form? Let's do this. Are we students? Okay, letter S to indicate plural form, because we is a personal pronoun that we use for plural form only. So the form of personal pronoun we is are. Are we students? The next example is your English teachers. Your English teachers in a plural form. So what's the question? Are you English teachers? We have the letter S to indicate plural form and question mark. Are you English teacher? And the last example in interrogative form is they're fantastic singers. How can we change that sentence in interrogative form? Just put the verb be in front of the personal pronoun. So, are they fantastic singers? Here they are. The examples use singular forms, plural forms, affirmative form, negative form, interrogative forms. Okay, all using the verb be in present simple. Okay. If you like it, that video, just comment and say what's your doubt about the present simple. Use the verb be. I think that's the base knowledgement about English for present simple, because after that we're gonna learning about other verbs in English. Of course, instead of using the verb be, we have other verbs as other languages uses. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and bye bye.